Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a pick a card reading on what makes you so enviable. Why do people envy you? A pick a card reading is where you get to pick the card, the number, the object. Maybe you like the deck. Maybe down below in the description where I have the timestamps, you like the numbers that are down there. Whatever draws you to your deck, you use your intuition to pick it, hence the pick a card, and then you go to your reading, and then I meet you there and I use my intuition to read the cards for you. So why are you so enviable? Why do people envy you? For group number one, this deck is Tarot of the Divine. We have a 1 attached to it, and now we've got this egg. It is green. I think you can tell that it's green there. And it is Jade. Jade egg for Tarot of the Divine. For group number 2, this is Mystic Monday's Tarot. It doesn't have to be Monday. Even though this is black, the backs are black. It's a very colorful deck, kind of minimalistic. And the egg that goes with it, we're doing eggs today if you haven't already guessed, this is Lapis Lazuli. That's just fun to say. And then group number 3, this is a very just whimsical, cute deck. It is Mons Tarot, as in monster and tarot combined. The number 3, and then another mystical object here. The egg is Rhodonite. So if you still aren't sure which group is for you, and that is okay. I like to do a breathing exercise, and I invite you to do that with me. It's just always nice to close your eyes, just take a moment for yourself. Be here in the moment. Like if you don't do anything else, the breathing exercise is worth it, just to take a deep breath in and release. We're just all relaxing together. We're here in this moment. Set the intention that you are going to get the messages that you need to receive. Go ahead and take another deep breath in. Release. Great. Just be here in this moment. Now open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, group 1. So here's our Jade egg, our Tarot of the Divine deck, our number 1, whatever brought you here. I'm just gonna shift this off to the side, and we're gonna get just one card from this deck at first about why do people envy you. And I have 2 other decks we're gonna work with along with this Tarot of the Divine. So we get Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. You might also be a planner. And you know what? That is a skill. That is definitely a skill to plan ahead, or at least on the surface. You know what? You might actually, I was going to say, at least on the surface, you look like you have it together. For some of you, for others of you, you might just look like you're just playful and a little crazy, but you've been squirreling away something. You have those plans. You have this idea of the future. Yeah, look at this Knight of Coins, definitely goes with that. Where even though it seems like you might be having fun, and you're having fun in the moment, that it comes out in like a very responsible way. Like people see you as very responsible, but you can still have fun with it. We have the Knight of Coins, we've got the 2 of Cups reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and the Chariot reversed. I kind of feel like these 2 are here because you might have you might need a little bit of encouragement here. You might need a little bit of like this too shall pass. Let's just remind you of that with the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes it feels like, I was gonna say, it almost feels like no good deed goes unpunished a little bit here. Like you're doing the right things, you're putting in the work, and almost like a squirrel too, they hide away nuts all over the place, and sometimes they forget where they hide things away. So maybe from the outside it looks like you're a little more organized than maybe you feel internally, and that is part of what we have unbalanced here. We've got the Knight of Coins. Slow and steady wins the race. You have been putting in work, like a lot of work. This is from a South African folk tale. The Knight of Coins is a diligent warrior who is willing to put in the work to set the world right. His name is Hetsi Ibibi, or Ibib. He can be stubborn as an ox, getting into trouble for his efforts. And I kind of feel like when we have the Wheel of Fortune reverse and the Chariot reverse, is that there's a little bit of chaos going on right now. And we're not quite sure how to handle that. We're going to handle it though. Just give me a sec. We'll get to the other cards to handling this. You're strong, loyal, determined, and you have like this, the determination is coming through in your mindset. With the squirrel too, like they know that winter is coming, and it's almost furious sometimes, in the furious, like fast and furious sometimes, and how they react and what they do, and they have this persistence. Just keep going, and I feel like you're getting farther along than you even really realize. But don't forget to have some fun too. That's what the Two of Cups, the twos are about balance. And when we have a 2 card in reverse, that's my first question is, you know, the squirrel puts it together. The squirrel has fun. The squirrel, you know, does work, and sometimes it gets distracted, the little squirrel brains. Thankfully, we have more developed brains sometimes. This is Indiku and Gilgamesh. This is from Iraq, and the Two of Cups is an ideal relationship. So you might be putting away for a rainy day, but you're like, but where is my significant other? Where is my soulmate? Where is this person? Or perhaps the person who is supposed to be your partner isn't really working at the same pace as you are. And when we have it in, because we're having it in reverse, there's an imbalance, there's a separation, incompatibility, or a power imbalance. And so we need we need some more communication on this to fix this, or to look at this, and at worst case scenario it's walking away. I think from the outside it looks like you have ideal relationships, or you're like the ideal partner, and there might be things on your side that you can do to become the more ideal partner. Maybe it is that you're working so hard. Maybe it is that you need to spend some more time with your person, or you've just thrown yourself into work and you're not even looking for your person. For those who are single, it is there for you. It is in the future for you. Right now though, it's blocked probably because you're working on work. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of chaos sometimes, and you know, it just really kind of does reflect life. This is where I was hearing that, like, no good deed goes unpunished. Sometimes it takes a while to get that wheel turning in our direction, and like I said before, this too shall pass. This, by the way, this is a folklore and fairy tale deck, so all of the cards represent a different story, and this one is out of Akan mythology, out of Ghana. This is Anasi. The Wheel of Fortune is endlessly turning, spun by a trickster god. So that's in this story, is the trickster god. What was once luck is now misfortune. What was once hopeless is now joyous. So it is definitely a wheel. It is very much the wheel of life. We have ups, we have downs. This too shall pass. These random acts may seem random, but all fates are part of an interconnected web of repercussions. So upright is when things are going well. When we've got it in reverse like we do here, we just have a string of bad luck. Some things that feel like we have beyond our control, some things that we have are disappointment. I kind of feel though, when we've got the squirrel, you know, this is somebody who's been working diligently. When you start off with a huge project, you have in your mind like how you want it to turn out. And I kind of feel like you are your own biggest critic. I think everybody else is looking at you and seeing fortune where you might see misfortune. So it would help to stop and pause for a moment and take a look at your whole situation. Take a look at where you started. Take a look at where you are in the process. Take a look at where you're going. And you do deserve breaks. You do deserve time off. You do deserve love. You know, you don't have to work so hard, work so diligently. And you might feel like you're stagnant at the moment when we've got the Chariot reverse. The Chariot usually has two animals on it, sphinxes. In this case, what are these? This is out of Norway. So these, they look to me, you know, I'm thinking Great Lakes, so I'm thinking sturgeon. But I don't know what kind of fish we have in Norway. Northern? No, that's also Great Lakes. I don't know. I'm sure they have a fish that are that equivalent. But anyway, these are pulling this ship, and to get them to work together takes some time and effort. I think when we've got the Two of Cups reversed and then we come into the Chariot reverse, you need to get two things together and moving in the right direction. Is it you and your partner, your love connection partner? Is it somebody that you're working with? Is it just two ideas that are kind of clashing at the moment? Oil and vinegar, but when oil and vinegar get together, it makes an amazing salad dressing. So this is the Three Princes of Whiteland out of Norway. The Chariot is about harnessing emotions and charging down a straight, clear path. Where the prince may have floundered before, he has learned from his mistakes and he's now blazing forth confidently. I just feel like, you know, if you really resonated in both of these cards being reversed, and maybe even the Two of Cups being reversed, again, just remember this is a phase, this too shall pass. You're going to become victorious here shortly. And the way that others are viewing you and the way that the reason that they're envious of you is because they see it coming. You are getting it together. You're getting these two fish together and harnessing them to pull you forward. So you might just feel like you have a lack of direction right now. You're stagnant. You don't really know where you're going. And when you've been working so hard, it might be time to reevaluate some goals and to look at those goals again. Oh, I have cards flying all over the place. Okay, so I've got this deck and there's the other deck I'm pulling out. Let's, and we'll just, this one wants to come out Lover. Take on the day with real emotion. Be a connector. Use your intimacy well. Feel all of the idealism and feeling you have in you. So when Lover comes out, it is, people see you as somebody who really opens up your heart and love other people. And you can be envied for that because it is so difficult for others to really show love. Where you work so hard, I feel like there's generosity in you as well. And sometimes it bites you, like when I was saying, like, no good deed goes unpunished. I know I've said that a couple times, but it keeps kind of coming up here. waning crescent, and we've got scream. Okay, so you might be somebody who has like that booming voice where people are like, shh, use your inside voice, or just you can speak your mind. When we have scream coming out is really what I see there. You're able to voice your opinion, and you're not really worried about the consequences of that. That's an enviable thing. I think you have a deep integrity behind everything that you do, but sometimes, I don't want to say, no. You know, you're not concerned with what, well, you know, it's, you just say it as you see it. It might be somebody who is blunt. I saw a post about, I live in Colorado, and this woman was talking about, she's from Chicago, and she was told that because of her Chicago personality, people can't handle her here in Colorado. It is a different vibe, and I totally get that, but that is something to be envied, like to be able to communicate in that way. Waning Crescent, this is a card about understanding and addressing the things that happen outside of your control. There's a lot about control here. 3 cards now about things being out of control, and and even scream, just kind of when it comes out on top of this, sometimes it just feels like you need to scream about how things are. Breathe. If you didn't do that breathing exercise at the beginning of the readings, at the end, you know, the end of the picket part, that I feel like you just need to be reminded to breathe and remain calm and understand that there are going to be, you know, control the controllables, and there are going to be things that just seemingly feel like they're out of our control, and not to worry about those things. The world may feel as if it's spinning 1,000,000 miles a minute, and that's okay. Take care not to lose sight of your goals in the chaos, and we talked about goals here with the Knight of Coins and with the Squirrel Spirit. Remember the big picture, and that will help you grow. And in the big picture, we're going to have ups and downs. I think that you're feeling the ups and downs while everybody else is just seeing all the positive things. It's almost like, you know, nobody puts their failures out there on Instagram, and maybe this is one of those points where you're feeling a little low because things just don't feel like they're turning in your direction. This too shall pass, just remember that. But everybody else is really stuck on your Instagram, the things that you're sharing that about the positivity. And even if people know about the downs here, they know you and your potential and this stubbornness that you have and this playfulness to turn it around. And that, my dear, is not only why people love you and envy you, but why you're lovable and worthy of other people's love. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Group 1, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 2. This is our Lapis Lazuli. This is our number 2 in our Mystic Mondays deck. I'm just going to put this over here because we're going to start off with one of these cards, then we'll pull cards from here, and then I have 2 other decks after this to pull cards from. I love the confirmations of the different decks, and that's why I use them. And we have Turkey Spirit. So yeah, turkeys aren't just for Thanksgiving. I'm sure, you know, any turkeys who are around right now are definitely enviable by the others. Give with gratitude and grace. And turkeys, you know, they are beautiful in their own way. Like maybe they're not on the nose attractive, but they definitely are majestic. And I would say that about you. Maybe not supermodel, but somebody who I think you're attractive, and you maybe don't see it. And again, like in your own way. Interesting here. Then we get the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. I kind of feel like you're somebody who, Three of Pentacles says you work well with others. Five of Swords, though, is kind of like other people fighting. I think, though, that with you, people see you and maybe your experience. You're no fool. We have the Fool reversed, and we've got the Chariot reversed. I kind of feel like we had the Chariot reversed on the last one too. And it's, you have a way with people, and even people who feel like they are at each other's throats. I feel like you can, when you want to step in, and I don't think you're necessarily the first person. I don't think you crave leadership. I'll just say that. But you have leadership quality where when everybody around you is fighting, you're like, stop. Okay, you do this, you do that, you do this, or we're gonna agree to disagree, or I can see all of your points, or you should understand this about this person, you should understand this about this person. I feel like you have this great way of seeing like the big picture, and you thrive in chaos, unfortunately. I know, right? Because I don't think that's necessarily something that is your favorite thing to do, and you might actually thrive in chaos because you've been thrust into it. Yeah, so there's something with Jennifer Coolidge. I don't know why that's coming up. You might have an interesting voice. Jennifer Coolidge, look her up if you don't. She's the one from Legally Blonde, where she's like, I'm taking the dog, dumbass. Yeah, because she's like not on the nose attractive, but she is like hot. And I kind of feel like that for you, you know, male, female, whatever. I would just describe you in the same way, even if you don't look anything like her. But yeah, that's what's coming up there. And I kind of feel like delays are annoying. Yes. Not having direction is annoying. I kind of feel like you are the person that will step forward in a situation, even though it may be not your job, to get things moving if you need it to be moving. The Fool reverse, like maybe you overanalyze some things. And people may be kind of annoyed about that at first, but gratified by that later. It kind of reminds me of my stepdad when he used to help me buy a car. He made me look forever, but we always made an amazing purchase. It was, you do your homework, you put time and effort into something. Maybe things don't move as quickly as other people think that they do, and maybe you don't always communicate as well. When we've got the Five of Swords here, until it almost seems like crisis situation, you are at your best. And I almost feel like it's just because you don't necessarily crave that whole leadership thing. It's just like, fine, here guys. And it's, whoa, where were you this whole time? It's a breath of fresh air. You're the wisdom that everybody in this situation has been missing. But it kind of feels like, yeah, the chaos that surrounds you, and you're just like cool, calm, and collected. Oh yeah, look at this, we get Hero. So Hero is take on the day with real goals, be an example. You are an example for other people. Use your convictions well. Feel all of the courage and nobility. Nobility definitely comes through that you have in you. So yeah, there's just something about you where you kind of can elevate. I don't think that you're comfortable with it, but maybe because you do get that envy kind of backlash from it. There's something regal. I almost feel like you might be tall and kind of round your shoulders, but stand in confidence, believe in yourself, because others really do. And finally, and I think you get into chaotic situations, like almost feels like chaos finds you and you have to sort things out, probably because of your ability sort things out. And also because I think you question yourself, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't at all. What else do we have here? Whoa! Silence, yes. Strong silent type. You definitely see everything that's going on. Hold on a second here. Okay, I had to cover our witch because our lovely witch, because she's naked, and YouTube doesn't always love that. So confidence, because you know, nothing but a witch's hat on, running around, living our best life. That shows some confidence. You're also beautiful. I mean, we're talking beauty, powerful, smart. You are who you are. You know, if people ask you to describe yourself, it's just like, I am who I am. And that just makes a lot of sense. Accepting of yourself, in your glory. No one can touch your power. So, and I almost feel like sometimes you're not, I think you see people for who they are. You see through things. Maybe you're not always comfortable with your power or using your power. I think there's a deep level of you knowing how powerful you are, and that's why it takes sometimes chaos. It takes sometimes the circumstance or the universe to conspire to get you to assert yourself. Again, because I don't think you're somebody who necessarily seeks out that power, but other people see you and this hero and your courage and your nobility, and they like automatically like let you have the reins or the power, which isn't always something that you're comfortable with. The eye, this is a card of talking about you really see people and the way that things are around you. I'm glad you have silence with the eye, because sometimes I think you could hurt other people's feelings. You are an observer. That's what we have here. So sometimes situations, it might take you a little while to step in and use your expertise and use your power, because you need to get that big picture. You want to see the big picture of the situation before you use your voice. And when you say something, it means something, because you're not somebody who's always like, rah, 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 rah. I mean, we all know those people who just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And at the end of the day, like, what they say, does it really mean anything because they say everything? With you, it's kind of different. Like, when you speak, it's powerful because it really means something. And that's why sometimes things tend to go off the rails around you, because you could really step in earlier, but you are like, wait a second, I want to see where this goes. I want to see what happens. I do trust the universe sometimes, and things will get back on track. But when push comes to shove, when you're needed, you're there, and you see things for what they are. It's almost like this situation where everybody is fighting, and you're like, hey, wait a second. And you make your statement, or you talk, and everybody's like, oh, okay. Like, then they finally get it, because they can see things, because they see things through your eyes, and you're able to voice that for everyone. So that's what I have for you, Group 2. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3. We've got our Rhodonite, our number 3. We've got our Monstarot deck that we're just gonna move over for a second. I'm gonna get a card from here, then we'll go here, and then I have 2 other decks to pull from of why do people envy you? So why are you so enviable? Why do people look at you in that way of they wish they could be more like you? Look at this porcupine spirit. Time for beginner mind. That's interesting what that says there. When I see a Pokemon, not a Pokemon, porcupine, I think about boundaries, because I think about you know, you don't want to just go up to a porcupine and start petting it. There are certain boundaries and they're willing to enforce that. But with this deck, they talk about, so for some of you it's that, for others it's also you're an innocence. So that's what beginner mind is. Approach situations with innocence and curiosity. They did this study with children. Children are actually better problem solvers than adults. Like, they give them an abstract image, and children have like a bigger array of things that something can be than adults. Like, they'll give them an object, they'll come up with all sorts of uses for it. So you might be somebody who is very inventive with things, very creative. Perhaps like I'm playing this game right now. It's almost like the game is almost like paper dolls. But it's digital, and I play it with my daughter, and we dress this girl up and we do all sorts of different things. But you can do some really out of the box thinking and abstract ideas with it. But the risk that you run is not everybody understands what it is. But what I'm getting at is, like, given the same tools as somebody else, you come up with this out of the box thinking in this completely different way of looking at the world. It's very fresh. These are fun people to be around, these porcupine spirits, this childlike spirit, this fun spirit, that it's just fresh. Sometimes it's exhausting. Depends on who it is and what you need from them. Okay, that's interesting. And I'll tell you, let me see. Two more cards. Okay. Yes. Okay. Wow. You know, we are getting a lot of very similar cards between the groups, but in different ways. And the reason being is, like, we've had the Fool reverse, we've had this reverse, we have not had Strength, but we did have Two of Cups in a different one. But I feel like your relationship with others, like, they're so blessed to have you in, and you just almost, I would say, fill the cracks. You're able to, you know, somebody's strength is this, and you're able to just come in and fill the cracks. And that is the way, because I think that you're the one who's malleable. I think that if you're working with a very engineering, what is that, left brain type, that you can come in and be a partner with them on that project, and you can handle all of the other things. You're able to handle the communication, maybe. You're able to take their idea and voice it. I think you lack confidence, though, and it's interesting that we have the Fool reverse. I think there's some things here. The reason why you are watching this reading about people envying you, I think that you don't see how special you are and how lovely you are. And I think we have, especially when I've got Strength reversed and Wheel of Fortune reversed, I think we have two things going on. First of all, life is full of ebbs and flows. We've got ups and downs, and this may not be your strongest point mentally when we've got Strength reversed. This might not be where you kind of feel like luck is kind of against you right now when we've got the Wheel of Fortune. What this tells me, though, with these two cards, the Porcupine Spirit and the Two of Cups Spirit, is this too shall pass. This is what I kept saying. I think it was group 1 who had the Wheel of Fortune reversed. It's okay. This too shall pass. I feel like you need to trust yourself. I think a lot of times when we have the Fool and we've got the Porcupine Spirit, the Fool is somebody who just goes off and they throw caution to the wind and they get inspired and they just jump into things. If you're not inspired by something right now, that's okay. You will be soon. And you might be actually there. With the Strength reversed, I think there might be some fear at work here. And also, yes, I think some people who envy you, it can be, I think all emotions can have their good and negatives, right? Like envy, if you take somebody, the way that they look at you and the way that they envy you, and you use it for the positive, great. But, you know, it is one of those 7 deadly sins, and it lends itself to jealousy. And I think that there is somebody here who is jealous of you, who is trying to dim your light. There's that saying about, oh, am I extra? If I'm extra, go find less. And I feel like, yeah, this porcupine spirit where we've got this fresh, young energy, this exuberance, I feel like you need to use those quills a little bit. I feel like you need to use those boundaries. And remember that when people say things to you, it is more about them than it is to you. Just because somebody describes you a certain way, I know I'm describing you, but what I'm saying is somebody who, maybe you overhear people talking and you hear somebody like backstabbing you. It's out of jealousy. It's out of this envy. It's out of, I kind of feel like the envy is kind of working against you. You've caught in whiff of something. You've caught in like a rumor. You heard somebody was saying some crap about you, and that makes you feel bad. Who it really should make feel bad is the person talking crap, because they're the ones who are putting their garbage on you. And that's why you need these boundaries. That's why you need to assert your boundaries. That's why you need to be the porcupine in both that creative spirit, trust yourself, trust your creative spirit, and get rid of those negative things that come into your, those negative self-talk. Sometimes that negative self-talk is something that we have just like allowed into our lives because somebody else said it. But why did they say it? We need to question other people's motives. They are envious of your power. This is power and potential. But it is only power and potential when it's moving forward, when you're using it, when you're exerting it. It's not power and potential when they confuse you and allow you to question yourself and keep you in chaos. So very important things here. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune card. So once you start asserting your boundaries, remember that we have karma. That karma exists. Well, it exists if we believe it exists. So let's use it for our positive. Let's put our positive thoughts, our positive spin, our positive self out there. And then again, the Two of Cups here. You don't need a ton of people around you. You just need the people around you that give you that positive flow, that are on the same wavelength as you, that appreciate you. So we need to make sure that you can recognize those people who appreciate you, those people who can tell you, who can reflect back that positivity to you, that aren't afraid of your boundaries, that respect your boundaries, that respect you. Wow, Witch. Take on the day with real power. You have a lot of power, and that sometimes is why people are afraid of you. There's some real power here in this porcupine. I remember seeing it's a meme, but it's definitely an image on the internet of like this huge porcupine in Africa and like this lion coming up to it, and this lion wants to attack it, but it has its quills up. Like, that is power to fend off a lion. Are you kidding me? You have real power, but how are you using that power? In this, it's like, be a healer. Use your abilities well. Feel all of the knowledge and sacredness you have in you. The first part of being a healer is healing yourself. And the first part of that is believing in yourself and not allowing other people to steal your joy. And I feel like you have a lot of joy here. I feel like you have joy to spread, and just, not everybody is going to accept it because not everybody is in the same mindset as you are. And it has everything to do with them and less to do with you. Yeah, Nightcrawler, look at that. Those are your haters, those things in the night. And how do we get rid of that? We shine a light on that. And look at this chamomile, going back to the healing with the chamomile. So yeah, I'm definitely getting the Nightcrawler as in, as a magical creature. It's actually pretty great. It talks about strength and resilience. It's fun that it comes in over here over strength. You have a lot of negativity and destruction threatening you, yes, but you will persevere and overcome it. You are so much stronger than you know. Isn't that awesome, coming in over strength? This is a reminder of how strong you are, and let those naysayers, you know, be so undeniable that when somebody says something bad about you, that everybody realizes, hey, you know what? This is a really great person. You are the problem. It's not them, it's you. And okay, whatever, I'm not dealing with your negativity today. I want to be around this energy, this beautiful, strong, perseverant, powerful healer energy. Chamomile. Chamomile is a symbol of protection and shelter. Even if the world around you feels hectic and chaotic, which it can when we had the Wheel of Fortune in reverse like we did, you will be okay. Stay humble and be strong. Persevere through this, and all will be calm soon. That's why I use all of these decks, because everything then kind of comes together and connects, and yeah, so very beautiful reading. You have a beautiful energy. Don't let other people steal your light, steal your sunshine. Just keep shining. And the people who, you know, want to be in your shadow, they're behind you. Just project your light out. You will know who those people are who appreciate your light. And they're out there, because especially when you don't allow somebody to bring you down, you have amazing people who just want to be around you. But you have to protect your energy, because you definitely have those energy vampires who will take from you and who will say negative things because they get that rise out of you, or other people. So just become so undeniable that it's not even worth their time, and they move on, and then you have these beautiful, lovely people around you. So that's what I have for you, Group 3. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.